I want to be like Jalen Hurts.
What does the latest Jalen Hurts quarterback ranking mean? It means the Eagles have the league right where they want them. Dallas still stinks. Yo, but the way King Dingbat here. We are like 2 weeks away from training camp starting, and I'm telling you, I'm about to bust. And it's not because I'm eating too many cheesesteaks or doing donut curls. It's because the season is almost here, and I need football. I need football, and I need it bad. This, to me, is going to be such an interesting season. And to me, it's going to be a season in which I believe a lot of things can get basically slammed shut when it comes to debate. I am so sick and tired of the same old debate year in, year out, day in, day out, especially about my quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Okay? I know you guys have seen, everybody's talking about it. It's like, here's another list of rankings. And yes, before it even comes out, before I even look, I already know it's going to be disrespectful to Jalen Hurts. I already know. I already know. You already know. And once again, the Eagles, a magical team from I don't know, from which mountain, that somehow can have all these average players, but they're the greatest team ever, which is why their quarterback that's supposed to be so bad and stinky can win Super Bowls. Not that he does anything, not that he affects anything. Anybody can walk into his shoes and fill his role. That is just obvious. That is such bullcrap. Such bullcrap. But we have to have it year in, year out, day after day. All I have to ask those people who think winning is not a quarterback statistic, and it's not fully, but it definitely is for many reasons. What if Jalen Hurts this year goes out, performs like he did, I don't know, in 24, or, what if he performs the same way, maybe around statistics, maybe he has around 25 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, and he throws for under 4,000 yards, and all the things that people complain about. What if he does that and then wins another Super Bowl? What are you going to say? What are you going to say? Because at that point, you're talking about being in the same league as guys who are Hall of Famers. Not many average, stinky quarterbacks, game managers, go out and win multiple titles, according to all these people. So, to me, winning shuts everything up. And that's what we want to see from Jalen Hurts. We want to see him win. All right, so there's, they've been doing the rankings. Last week they did the running backs. Now we're talking about quarterbacks. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts is ranked number 17. That's right, 17 in a new poll of NFL executives, coaches, and scouts on ESPN. Here is the top 10. I'll go through the top 10. Josh Allen is 1. Patrick Mahomes is 2. Matthew Stafford is 3. Burrow is 4. Lamar Jackson is 5. 6 is Dak Prescott. Then Justin Herbert, Drake May, Jared Goff, and Caleb Williams. Now, as far as this top 10 list goes, it's just another list, another ridiculous list. I don't see how Jalen Hurts is not in the top 10 quarterback. But, I put heavy stock into the fact that Super Bowl wins matters, that winning matters, that winning is not just something you do because everybody that is good around you. It is not that simple, okay? So they have Jalen Hurts ranked 17. Those were your top 10. And then they even went out and people have been breaking it up into tiers, right? So you got tier 1, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Then they have tier 2 with Stafford by himself. Then they have tier 3, and that was Burrow and Lamar Jackson. Tier 4, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, Drake May, Jared Goff, all playoff losers. Tier 5, Caleb Williams, Darnold, Daniels, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, and Baker Mayfield. All ahead of Jalen Hurts, who is at tier 6, the second to last tier in this. Trevor Lawrence and Jalen Hurts. Then tier 7 is Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, and C.J. Stroud. So you literally have Jalen Hurts ranked 17 and in tier 6. And they're saying all these quarterbacks are better. They're all better. And to me, I have to ask the question, what is better? What does it mean to be a great quarterback in this league? What does it mean? If winning does not matter, then I don't understand it. You see, people will say, well, if you build a good roster and you took in 2024 Dak Prescott and you put him with the Eagles, they would still win a Super Bowl. That's what people will say. I don't believe that. I do not believe that, because it's just a fact that guys can go out there and in regular season games, when the pressure's not that much, they can go out, throw 40 times in a game, 4-5 touchdowns in a game, look great. But as soon as you get into playoffs where every throw matters, where it's win or go home, when it's the defenses are playing you a little tighter and you have a little less open things around you to work with, can you make the throw? Can you come up in that big moment? A lot of quarterbacks wilt. Okay, if you look at Eli Manning and Peyton Manning, I think there are two guys here who purely Peyton Manning was a better quarterback than Eli Manning. There's no question about it. But I tell you what, Eli Manning was better under pressure than Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning would talk about it. He would try to do too much. He would try to make every throw perfect. He would try to basically do everything, and he would choke in the playoffs. He choked in the playoffs year in and year out. He did eventually win 2 Super Bowls, and so he is a winner and he could get it done. But a guy like Peyton Manning should have had 4 or 5 Super Bowls. A guy like, to me, like Peyton Manning, a guy like that, or Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, another one. Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers should have 4 or 5 Super Bowls. But I'm sorry, in certain games, he did not come up big. And it's just the way it is. Now, to me, once you get it done and you prove that you can win a Super Bowl, then that's you can never hold that against somebody. I think Jalen Hurts should be much higher in this list. I also will tell you, I think Sam Darnold is a guy that needs to be way higher on this list. But before we continue further, quick word from our sponsor. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports pick app. It is the best app to use while watching sports. It's really easy to use. All you have to do is more or less pick a few players and boom, you're ready to go. Or you can now go into the team section, which I have enjoyed doing lately, and you can find different plays for teams. And one of the things that I saw today for our Eagles is the NFC Championship winner. Who is the most likely going to win the NFC Championship game? That's going to be the question. What I like about this is if you take the Eagles, it's about 8 times return if you play it. So I am taking the Eagles today to win the NFC Championship game. I absolutely love it. Believe it. I think the Eagles got a shot more than a lot of other people think. That's what we are going to do. That is our play for the day. And if you like this and you want to do something similar, all you have to do is download the app and use code HMA. That's HMA, and you'll get $5 entry. You'll get $50 instantly in lineups. That's $50 in lineups on a $5 entry. The link is in the description. Go check it out, and shout out to Prize Picks. Don't forget, use promo code HMA. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. We appreciate them so very much. And like I was saying, like, not just Jalen Hurts on this whole list, but look at Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, and I haven't been a huge Sam Darnold fan. I haven't. But you can't tell me he's tier 5. I think that's downright disrespectful. Sam Darnold, if you look at it, in the course of the last 2 years, has been pretty good on 2 different teams. With Minnesota, he threw 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, right? And then went to Seattle as a free agent, and he goes and he has a year in which he has 25 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, and he threw for over 4,000 yards. Those may not be like MVP statistical numbers, but they're not bad. But when you look at him in the playoffs, his first round in the playoffs, the first time he was in the playoffs was 2024 with Minnesota. He went out there, didn't have a great game, touchdown and interception. He had to throw 40 times because they lost. In 2025, in the playoffs, and this is what's so interesting, right? He threw 40 times against the opponent. I forget who Minnesota played in the playoffs, but he had to throw 40 times in that one game. In the 2025 postseason, he only threw 91 times. All right? He threw 91 times. He had 5 touchdowns. He had a quarterback rating of 102.4, 0 interceptions, and for 672 yards. So he only threw 91 times, and you see this all the time in the playoffs. The teams that win, the quarterbacks, their attempts come way down because they go out and throw 40 times during the regular season. Once the playoffs get there, they don't throw nearly as much. Usually the quarterback that throws a lot is losing, and they're having to come from behind. So he only threw 91 times, but he went and he won a Super Bowl. And I don't think you can look at Sam Darnold, in my opinion, and rate him 17. And the same thing goes with Jalen Hurts. Winning is not just a quarterback statistic. It's true, but it definitely is a strong indicator, okay? If I'm doing a quarterbacks list, I'm not doing who do I think has got the best arm or who could throw the best arm. I mean, what are we really talking about? What are we talking about? I want to know in my quarterback list, what quarterbacks are the best and biggest winners? What quarterbacks are going to come through in the clutch? What quarterbacks are capable of winning Super Bowls? Not every single quarterback is. It's just a fact. Not every quarterback can win championships. And so you could go out and throw 45 touchdowns every season. You could win 3-4 MVPs. But if you don't win a Super Bowl at the end of it, why do I want that? I'd rather have the guy that goes out and throws 20 touchdowns in a season and throws under 3,000 yards, but wins. And that doesn't mean he's just a game manager. They like to say that Jalen Hurts is a game manager. Look, Jalen Hurts game manager, and the only reason you want Saquon Barkley. Okay, but Jalen Hurts was winning before Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley might have got the Eagles over the top or put the Eagles in a position to be over the top, but the Eagles went to the Super Bowl without him. How many average, game managing quarterbacks has started in 2 Super Bowls in which they played the starter as the whole entire season? I bet you it's not many. I bet you when you get into that level, they're all really good quarterbacks who had really good careers. Jalen Hurts should be way higher. To me, winning is huge, and it's very important. And Jalen Hurts' 2 biggest games were when? In the Super Bowl. And you have to account for that. You just do. And they don't do that in these lists. Only when it helps the guy that they want to push. When I look at it, and we look from a pure standpoint of talent, right? Who are the best quarterbacks from a talent standpoint? To me, there are only two guys that I believe can make the players around him that much better. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Those are the only two I think can do it. Everybody else needs a good roster around them. Every team, or every quarterback that is going to go to a Super Bowl has to have a good team around them. It's just the way it is. Okay? Two guys right now in the league I think can elevate other players. Other than that, you need good players around them. And Jalen Hurts is penalized for things that other quarterbacks aren't penalized for when you do these lists. That's why these lists absolutely don't matter. The only list that I care about at the end of the day is how many wins. Like I think Dak Prescott is another like example. Like the guy Mark gets mad at me, but he does not win in the big games. He comes up small in the big moments. And those big moments, it could be 2-3 passes in a game. It could be 2 or 3 passes in the course of a playoff game that cost you the game. It just can be. That's the way it goes. And those matter. When the pressure's on, when you don't have room for error, how do you do? I mean, you look at the Cowboys, their offense last year. Oh, so great. But look at their red zone offense. Their red zone offense was like bottom, I think it was like 17 or 18. So every time Dak Prescott took them down the field and things got tighter and the defense started playing him a little differently, he wasn't that great at getting touchdowns. I think that's very, very telling. But at the end of the day, what's great about this year and why I'm so excited to circle back, because if Jalen Hurts goes out and wins again, then nobody can say anything. And if Jalen Hurts goes out and they're putting him in a position where he's got to make plays and he's not doing it, then we're going to have to hold him accountable. And there's no excuse for that either. And I like that. I feel like that this year we're going to hopefully get resolution to who's been the biggest problem on the offense, the quarterback or the coaches. And I believe it's been the offensive coordinator, really, and some of the guys that they've had that has hurt Jalen Hurts. Time will tell. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how I vision, baby. We're all just living in it. All right, so I like Westerns. I like Westerns, okay? I do. But I'm not like a super Western nut guy, right? I don't. My favorite Western ever is Tombstone, the movie. I would say followed by number 2, Unforgiven. Those are my top 2 favorite movies that are Westerns, okay? I love those movies. I just saw one on Netflix that came out a few years ago. Never heard of it, never knew it was out. And I just watched it because there was nothing else on, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic. It was called Old Henry, and I thought it was one of the best Westerns since probably the remake of the 3:10 to Yuma. If you haven't had a chance, definitely check it out. Check it out. It's good. With that said, Denzel Washington, out.
That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.